needs fixing, Karen?
Doctors said that I've got chronic fatigue syndrome.
Right.
So rather than just have that label, I decided to get some private tests done, and they found problems with my gut. I've got an overgrowth of a fungus,
Right.
which feeds on sugar and carbohydrates. So if I eat anything that's too sweet, I'll get really burning sensations in the head, and pains in the head, a lot of fatigue and itching all over the body. So I have to eat a diet just of basic fish and some vegetables. I can't even eat jacket potatoes or sweet and stuff like that because that's too sweet. No fruit at all. So I just eat for survival, never for enjoyment or for pleasure. It's really difficult. I can't go out for meals and things like that.
That doesn't sound like much fun, does it?
No.
Oh, so we're going to see what this is.
Even worse, I can't drink alcohol. So
Might
yeah,
not be a bad thing.
No,
It might not be a bad thing.
there's that, and then my mitochondria don't function efficiently with private tests and
Right.
adrenal gland issues.
Right.
With the fungus, it releases lots of toxins, both when you kill it and when it grows. So I constantly feel like I'm toxic, and my head is always, doesn't feel like it's my own. So I wake every day with a really, really bad head that nothing alleviates,
Right.
and it lasts most of the day.
Right. So we're going to get her some more of that purple powder.
I can't drink any because I'm worried about the carbohydrates making me itchy.
It feeds the mitochondria. You've got
I've tried it
mitochondrial
for
dysfunction.
I
No?
tried it for a couple of months.
Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
okay.
about 6 or 8 years ago, and it didn't do anything.
This stuff, not something called a
Um,
different name?
PXP oil, got it from somewhere either Mexico or Brazil.
All right, okay, yeah, I'm going to say it's not launched in this country yet. It's launching this year.
Yeah,
All right, okay.
tried loads. I've been on a few times.
Right, okay, we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
So just close your eyes.
What you did with Alison really resonated when you were saying about being loved as a baby and things like that, and I know there's emotional stuff behind it.
Yeah. God bless. Okay, so we're just going to have a little bit of a history lesson, as in proper history. Right, okay, so the first living organism on the earth that we're aware of is the bacteria. So the bacteria lived on the earth for millions of years before humans. We had bacteria, and the bacteria proliferated on the earth. And then what would happen is some of these bacteria came together to live together in colonies and to share an outer membrane, and that was called a biofilm. And then the biofilm prospered on the face of the earth, lots of biofilm. And then from there we moved up to the single cell amoeba, and then we moved up into other organisms made of more than one cell. Now at every stage in that human experience, from us developing in whatever way we have developed, every cell needs to take in nutrition, oxygen, food, nutrition, and needs to get rid of waste matter. And every cell needs to communicate with other cells. It's talking about the bacteria because the bacteria in the gut are the oldest form of life. There's an intelligence here. How many of us in our day-to-day life, we make a decision and it's a gut feel. We just know. We can trust that person or not. And you ignore your gut feel at your peril. So the issue that needs to be here is to do with your gut feel. And to disregard, to a large extent, mind or thoughts. These thoughts came long after gut feel. Okay, so Karen, when you put your awareness into your gut, what would you love to eat?
Just regular food, even if it's just healthy, but all of the vegetables in the world, fruit.
Yeah. So regular,
Yeah.
so just more variety.
Yeah,
Regular food.
Beans, pulses.
Right. Okay.
Fruit.
Now, to what extent are you, or have you had like sauerkraut, raw, not pasteurised?
I've never tried it.
Is that again?
Never tried it.
All right. Okay. So this is what's coming into my mind. All right. Is when we have antibiotics. After an antibiotic, you've usually got to take a probiotic to restore the natural flora in the gut. But the range of flora in the gut is like that. It's massive. Millions, gazillions of different flora. And when we take a probiotic, it's like a tiny little bit, and we need other fermented vegetables to restore the natural flora in the gut. And if you've never had sauerkraut, which is like fermented cabbage, fermented carrot, beetroot, onion, courgette, peppers. So each of those vegetables, when they're fermented, produce different probiotics. And so when you really want to look after the gut, that's what you've got to do. And so when I had an issue with my gut, what I did was I went to a natural health store and I bought 4 different jars of fermented vegetables that were not pasteurised, not heat treated. They've got to be raw, and every time I passed the fridge, I ate a tablespoon of those. All right. So keeping your awareness in the gut, how would that feel to your gut? Do you think, does the gut like the idea of that?
What's the idea of anything?
Likes the idea of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already take probiotics every day anyway.
Yeah, but that probiotics is a very small spectrum, very small, and there's a massive spectrum that needs to go in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, so the surgeon that's working on you is Dr. Augusto de Almeida. All right. Now he says that within the family, particularly the female line, there is a tendency to worry. Yeah. So as a young child, 0 to 7, you picked up that mum worried and auntie worried, grandma worried. And so as a little girl growing up, it was like, we need to worry, and we don't. And so there's some work for you around trusting in life, trusting in your feelings, and not always being in your head. That's the journey. And that's why, if you like, there's been so much digestive problem. It's trying to correct it, you take your awareness into the gut, into your gut feel. But you've tried to look for answers in mind, in textbooks with doctors on the internet. You've gone into mind to find the answer, but the problem's in here. You are learning to trust your gut, you need to work with somebody like an excellent naturopath. Have you got the naturopath? Yeah? Are you making progress with that naturopath?
Yeah, I can't afford to see that at the moment though, so it's difficult.
All right, okay. Because basically, when you haven't got your intuition functioning on all cylinders, we need to work with somebody that's got more knowledge than we have. Yeah. Now, I don't understand what I'm being shown here particularly, but he's telling me it's all about timing. It's all about timing of things going into your system. You're going to need to use your body as like a laboratory, as an experimental laboratory, and experiment with different things. And he's suggesting that you have a meal of just one food. Yeah, so that you can see how your body reacts to that one food. Now, the meal doesn't need to consist of just one food, but the first, you eat as much as you can of the one food singly, see how your body feels, then you can introduce a second or a third food. As children, children will eat all of one food. They'll eat all the carrots, or all the potatoes, or all the peas, or all the meat. They don't combine the foods. It's only we as adults that start putting the foods together. Have you noticed? The natural thing is just to eat all of one food. And one of the things I've done in my past is I've done raw food for 2 years. You cannot overeat on a raw food diet. You can't. Cooked food you can overeat every time a coconut, because there's no signal. But raw food, you cannot overeat apples. You cannot overeat bananas or pears or carrots. There's a stop. You just can't eat any more. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so what we've got to do is put you back in touch with your gut to find out what's right for you. So what you've experienced so far is, if you like, restriction, but gradually you'll be able to get that opened again. You do need to learn to meditate.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. All right. Meditation's key. On the internet at the moment, there's a couple of ways I'd send you. One is Genpo Roshi's Big Mind. That's very good. The other one is Dr. Joe Dispenza has done a lot of really good work, leading edge work about what happens within the brain before meditation, after meditation. It's massive. He's done massive results with Parkinson's, dementia. If you can teach people to meditate, the brain chemistry changes. Okay. You just need to know that you can solve this. You've got to sort of be Detective Karen.
Yeah.
And you've got to get really, really curious about, well, did that work or not? There was a feeling for me to lay off any tea or coffee, anything with caffeine that would stimulate.
I only drink water.
Yeah, cool, that's good. You've got to trust as well that your gut is on your side. As we bring in the good flora, so if we go back, was there a time where you had a lot of antibiotics that could have upset your digestive system?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. And I think all that's happened is you thought that the probiotic would adjust it, and it won't. It's a massive spectrum. Yeah. So the important thing to grasp as well is you've not done anything wrong. This is a curiosity. It's like something isn't working as it should in your body, and top marks to you because it feels like you've gone back to doctors, you haven't accepted no for an answer. Yeah, so that top marks to you. But having found that, they've got no solutions for you. But your body can fix this. Your body can heal itself. But you're going to need to bring your awareness into here and work out, okay, how much of that food? Right, that's done. How much of this food?
Yeah.
That's done. All right. Don't be surprised if you're eating a much higher percentage of raw food than cooked, because raw food contains a natural enzyme. So if you eat raw cabbage, it will only take you 15-20 minutes to digest it. The cabbage has got an enzyme to digest cabbage. But if you boil cabbage, it's going to take you 40 minutes to digest it, and you're probably going to fart as well. Yeah? Yeah, so the food has got the natural enzyme in it that the body requires to break it down. Yeah. Cool, how's that feeling?
I'm shaking. I don't know if it's visible, but I'm shaking.
Yeah, but so the surgeons, it's very common to get everything vibrating, everything releasing. So he's done what he can in there to release it,
Yeah.
but I would go raw, fermented vegetables of different kinds and start with small quantities. I was talking about I'd take a dessert spoonful. Let's start you on half a teaspoon. Just see how your body, see which ones it wants, whether it wants the beetroot or the peppers. You can make them yourself as well,
Yeah.
so it makes it very affordable.
Yeah.
All right, give a round of applause.